Jen. I'm coming to you from the Scott County Public Library. We are going to do some yoga today, and I'm very excited. Yay! Let's see, a few housekeeping things. I have created your very own library yoga pose cards that go along with a lot of the poses and the breaths that we have been doing in these yoga classes. So that is available along with this class on the library's Facebook page and also the library's website. They have all kinds of great stuff, even for you grown-ups too, so make sure check that out regularly. My stuff, the classes and the postcards, which you can even print out like this, and they're so cute, and you put them on a little ring like that if you want to, or you can use them on a tablet, phone, computer, whatever works for you, but those will also be available on my Facebook page and my website, yogaloreandmore.com. So everything's all there for you. If you don't have a little lovey with you today, a little stuffed animal for your breathing buddy, you might want to run and go get that. Now, today we're listening to the Beach Boys, and we're talking about the beach because I know I've done the beach before, and I really, really like the beach, and I really, really like to be at the ocean right now. So with the weather like it is, and you know, it's still being kind of iffy out, I just wanted to do something that I thought might warm us up a little bit. So the beach it is. Next week we will be doing spring, because I'm also ready for that. So we'll be doing some warm weather stuff. I'm excited. So let's go on and get to it. I'd like to do our beginning breaths that we did from last week that are also in your yoga pose card deck. So let's get started with that. And our whale breath, which is very appropriate for the ocean. Our whales. So let's sit up straight. We'll put our hands together and take a nice deep breath in and breathe out. If you want to, you can close your eyes. Deep breath in as we push up and out. One more time. I'm just really feeling it. Our side-to-side stretch. We talked a little last time about not wanting to rush through things, that you want to try to enjoy the process of just doing and being. It's a really hard thing to do for me sometimes. I'm always thinking about what I have to do, either, oh, what do I have to do when I leave here, or gosh, I can't believe I forgot to do this and this and this morning. I'm trying to be more mindful of being right here with you, because you are some of my favorite friends, and I miss you, and I can't wait until we can be together again. And I want to do a big yoga party. I'm still on that thing. I want to do a big yoga party at the library. Even if we're outside, I just want to do something super big and fun that we can celebrate being able to be around each other again, even if we're social distancing and it's just warm outside. I think that would be really fun. We can come up and do some really fun things. So I've already promised that, and I hope the libraries go for that, because I just promised it again, and probably will for the next 2 classes. So I'm in. I hope you are too, and I really hope the library is. If not, maybe we'll have to do it at my house. But hopefully we will get to do something fun. I do really miss not having you all here with me and getting to talk with you and visit with you and doing our activities together and having my little friends come up and sit with me. So this has been a little learning experience for me, but I still really miss not being able to see you all and interact with you. So I can't wait for that day again. But it's coming soon, so yay! Let's go on and do our dragonfly pose. I gotta keep moving my stuff around. And we've talked before about sometimes we're not as flexible as others, and that's okay. If dragonfly is a little bit uncomfortable for you, if it's painful, bend your knees. That's okay. It's more comfortable for me to have my legs flat, and then we're just going to slide forward and grab the bottoms of our feet or our toes. I don't know about you, but I can really feel that right in here, which is good. And then I'm going to come over here to one side. And go back to the middle. And the other side. And come back up. All right. Our double pigeon pose. I know it looks kind of funny, but it's really good for opening up your hips, especially if we have some grown-ups. This is a really, really, really wonderful pose for opening up your hips, having them be a little bit more flexible. It helps with movement. And even if, let's say, well, hold on. Let's bring our foot here. We'll lay that leg down first. And then we'll get this leg, and we'll try to lay it down on top. Now, maybe this is as far as you've got. You've got a big old gap here. I don't have my stuffed animal right beside me this time, but you can put a blanket, like a folded blanket or a rolled up towel here so that you can rest your leg, and it's a little bit more comfortable. And as time goes by, less and less and less until that leg can lie down flat. But it is all right if it's like this to start off with. You've got foot over knee, knee over foot, while you're sitting up straight. This is actually, I can't tell you enough. For me, I have trouble with my hips, and this is something that really helps me out. It just helps kind of keep everything going the way that it's supposed to. It feels great. It's definitely a wow and not an ow. But we need to go on and switch our legs. So let's bring this leg off, and then lift this leg up. Bring that leg down, and this leg. I was gonna say something before, and now I got sidetracked. I don't remember what it was. Oh well, if I think of it later, I'll mention it. But sitting up, and we can also do our twist. We twist back this way, and do the other side. And then for the big one, a stretch forward. See if you can stay seated instead of coming up off the floor. But just slide your hands out as far as you can. And come back up. Don't you feel like $1,000,000? I do. It's wonderful, it's wonderful. Okay. I think last time I forgot to do our calm breath. It's also in our cards. For a calm breath, you can just, maybe I didn't forget, I don't know. We're gonna sit crisscross, or you know what, if you wanna continue to sit in your double pigeon pose also, you can do that too. If you're comfortable doing that, that's great. But we're going to start with our fingers down here by our sides. It's kind of the reverse of whale breath, but we're gonna count this time. So we'll count to 5 as we bring our arms up, and then we're going to count backwards from 5. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm going to challenge you to keep your eyes closed. And I know that's really hard because, of course, we want to peek, right? You want to see what everybody else is doing. You want to see if I'm peeking, right? I'm going to keep my eyes closed, and I'll tell you why. Because when our eyes are closed, we can focus more on being right here. And we can kind of tune everything else out. If we have baby sister over here and she's kind of doing her own thing, a lot of times that can be a little bit distracting. So it helps us be able to get the full benefit of doing a calming breath. So let's start with our hands here. I'm going to close my eyes. Go peeking. And, all right, are you ready? Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Beach Boys are not exactly our calm breath music, but we're just gonna have to go with it, okay? Oh, maybe the next one's a slow one. All right, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you peek? I saw you. I saw you peeking. I know you did. That's okay. That's okay. Peeking's all right. Sitting cat-cow. We practiced this one last week if you were with us. And I explained that the reason that I think sitting cat-cow is important is because it's something that you can do almost anywhere. And sometimes if you're uncomfortable and you just you're just not quite feeling right, or you need to just take a moment. Sometimes we get really excited. It's very hard for us to calm our bodies down. We might get very anxious and excited, and we need to kind of bring it back down a little bit. So these breaths and these poses here are something we can do almost anywhere, which is probably the main reason why I like them. We'll start off. I'm going to turn to the side again. I'm still sitting in double pigeon. You don't have to do that. I'll switch my legs, but you can just sit crisscross. I'm finding it very comfortable today. So when we do, we'll do cow first. When we do cow pose, we're sitting up and we're going to look up to the ceiling. And what do cows say? Bop, bop. They don't say bop, bop. What do they say? They say moo, right? So we're looking up and our back is kind of going like that a little bit. But if we do our sitting cat pose, then we'll tuck our chin and we'll round our back and shoulders. Kind of a slouch. We don't say that much in yoga, but yeah. And then what do cats say? Anyone? Anyone? That's right, they meow. So let's meow. And then we'll sit back up straight. Take a deep breath in and look up. And move. And then tuck our chin, round our back and shoulders. For meow. Bring in those tummy muscles. That's tricky for us. One more time, look up to the ceiling and move. And tuck our chin. Good job. How do you feel? I feel pretty good. I'm liking it. So, the beach. I brought, look at this cute little turtle. Along with elephants from last week, I really like turtles too. I really like sea turtles. We have to be careful with sea turtles, right? Are they still on the endangered? Are they on the endangered list still? I'm not sure. I should look that up for you. I'll try to remember to do that. But at any rate, I have a nice flat turtle who will stay on my tummy very easily today when we do our belly breathing. So get your little stuffed animal, your little friend, and we're going to lie down in our rest ready pose that we do for rest and relax. We're going to move him back, the Beach Boys back a little bit again. Okay. And put your breathing buddy right in the middle of your tummy. This one's going to be easy for me because he's lying down flat. But while we're in our rest ready pose, have your palms going upward and looking at the ceiling. And if you want to, close your eyes. I am going to close my eyes. And we'll take a deep breath in and fill our belly up with air so our belly gets really big like this. And then when we let our breath out, a lot of times I breathe through my nose when I breathe in, and then breathe out of my mouth when my belly gets flat. But let's do that a couple times. Let's breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. I feel like it's falling off. And breathe out. Oh, I feel a little refreshed. Okay, I'm going to remove my breathing buddy and roll up. So, yes, today, I don't even remember if I said it, we're talking about the beach because it's still kind of cold and yucky outside, and I love the beach and want to be at the beach. I think I did say that did I say we were doing the beach earlier today? Okay, I did. If I didn't have somebody here to tell me that, I wouldn't remember it all. It happens, friends. That's how it goes. We have quite a few really fun and a little challenging poses today, so I'm excited about those. First, we're going to start off with something pretty easy though. We're going to have a lot of standing and sitting today. But I'd like to start off with something pretty easy that we'll start off in our mountain pose, and I'm going to turn to the side. But we'll have our feet mostly together, and then we're going to take a deep breath in. And as we fall forward, you can bend your knees if you want to a little bit. Sometimes that takes a little pressure off of our backs, but if you keep your legs straight, that's great too. And see how far you can kind of come forward. And just swing your arms. I think they look like the things on the jellyfish. And you go forwards and backwards, side to side. Ooh, all the way out. That was just good for fun. If you look up to the ceiling too. Ooh. Next week we're going to be talking about spring. And we're going to do a sun salutation. We're going to do the biggest sun salutation ever because I'm hoping that maybe it will encourage the sun to come out and warm us all up, I hope. So that's our plan there. We can't do the beach without doing our surfboard pose. We talked about that last time too, that I was excited because our Warrior 2 pose reminds me of surfing. And we'll turn our leg out. And you want to bend your knee. This is where I start sliding. Like this. And if you can't go down that far, it's okay. It's okay. We're going to come back up. Ooh, I got to march that out first though. Can you shake it? Okay. All right. I'm going to turn this foot up now. And when you bend, yeah, my sock's going all over the place. We're going to bend our knee. And you don't want to bend it too far. You don't want to go over your toes. You want to try to keep your knee over your ankle, which is a good sort of rule to follow if you can. And come back up. I'm still sliding. My socks even have the little anti-slide, and I'm still sliding. Oh well. Maybe I like my socks though, because they get cold. All right, another one of my favorite poses. It's similar to downward dog. A little more challenging, but I think you can do it. We'll start off in our tabletop pose. And, are you ready? We're going to come down on our elbows. Okay, that's the first part. Then, just like downward dog, we're going to push our toes into the floor and push up. You feel that a little more than downward dog, I'm telling you. A little bit. I need to put a little space between my feet. Ooh, and then let's come down. And I'm gonna do child's pose. Rest your forehead on the floor and just take a couple of breaths. Then we're going to come down on the floor. We're not going to do superhero pose today. Because instead, I thought that we could do snake pose, which reminds me of an eel, which is in the ocean. And when you do snake pose, you can really feel that in your back. Actually very similar to superhero pose when we do that one. So we'll come down, and you can rest your head for just a minute. Take a little breath. And then we'll push up again for snake. I feel that. Do you feel that? Then we're going to push up into tabletop and go back into child's pose again. Are you ready? So breathe in. Come up, go all the way back, and breathe out into child's pose. Good job. We kind of put those together. A little flow, if you will. And we can't do the ocean or the beach without doing turtle pose. That would be crazy, right? Because we have the sky. So we'll start off with our knees bent and our hands in the middle. And slowly slide under and lean forward. Don't forget to breathe. Super important. We'll do a different pose for crab pose today. Most of you probably have done the crab walk, so that's kind of what we're going to do today since we did our turtle pose, turtle. So we had to have a crab in there. There's actually, we'll talk about my sensory bottle here in a minute, but there's a crab in my sensory bottle. It's the ocean. Super cool. For crab pose, all we're going to do, you've done the crab walk. If we were here together, we could kick a beach ball to each other, right? But we're not together, so we'll have to do that another day. Maybe we can do that at our party. I hope they're okay with that. Oh, good times. Be thinking about that, okay, friends? What you would like to do. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention, if you take any pictures of little friends doing yoga, please tag me or send them to me. I would love to see our friends doing library yoga or storytime yoga. And I just think it would be really fun. It lets me know that, hey, I watched that, yay! Makes me happy. You don't have to, but if you do, that would be super awesome. So let's turn back around here. I would like to do mermaid pose, merman pose, because it's very similar to our double pigeon pose. But we'll start out with our leg here and bring it around back, just like that, right? Instead of bringing it forward like we would for double pigeon, we'll bring it around back, like that. And we can even twist there. I think our beach yoga is working. The sun is now shining. At least today, right now. So now we'll switch. And this is the part we'll bring one leg up, switch this leg back, and bring this leg in front. We'll turn. And fish pose is our next pose. And fish pose can be a little challenging, but I think we can do it. There's varying ways that you can do it. We'll start by just laying back on our elbows, kind of like we did for dolphin pose. And then we'll look up, and what I'd like for you to do is just look behind you, and that might be as far as you can go. Now, if you're able to, if you're bendy enough, you can push yourself up using your hips and have your head touch the floor. Now, that's pretty challenging, but it's something that you can practice, okay? Like, you might start here, and then move your hips upward and go all the way back. My elbow slipped that time, but fish pose is great because it actually helps you breathe better. It opens up your lungs and helps you take those deep breaths. Let's try that again and think about, focus on your breathing. Even if you're just leaning backwards, it still opens up your chest. Take a big deep breath. Doesn't that make a big difference? I can tell. For sure. Okay. Now, it's time for our rest and relax. So you got your breathing buddy handy. I did want to talk about my ocean sensory bottle. I just love these so much. I brought a little light. And what you can do with these are great for calming bottles. Some people call them calming bottles, some people call them sensory bottles. I have a lot of information on the website about making different kinds of sensory bottles on yogalore.com. I actually have several posts about making sensory bottles. I love them that much. But this just has clear glue in it and some little plastic plants and ocean creatures and some glass beads and some starfish and even some little tiny baby shells. And it's got clear glue in it, and I tend to favor that because it makes everything move slowly, which I enjoy. But these are great for helping very, very little friends to focus a little bit more, gives them something to look at and distract them. Kind of a change of pace, if you will. So while we're doing rest and relax, they can actually hold it if you want them to, or they can set it beside them. They're really cool in the dark because then you can kind of see the light come up through them. It's very relaxing. But I'm going to just move mine right over here. Oh, turned off my light. Turn it back on. There we go. Right where my head's in. Oh well. So grab your breathing buddy. Highly recommend the sensory bottles. But as long as you have a breathing buddy, you're good. Breathing buddies are also not just great for helping you practice your breathing, but can also be a goal to, if you're lying still and keep your breathing buddy on your belly, that helps to calm your body too. So for this rest and relax, I'm going to try to be a little quieter than I was for the last one. So put your breathing buddy on your belly, and your palms are facing upward and your toes are pointed upward. And we're going to focus on our breathing and relaxing our entire body. You can even pretend that you're swimming underwater. And all the things that you'd see while you were in the ocean. Maybe a clownfish. Ooh, an octopus. Or a dolphin. Starfish. Peeking. I'm peeking at you now. How'd you do? I think we're getting better at this. We're doing a little bit longer for rest and relax now. All right. We are going to bring our knees up and cross our feet at our ankles and slowly come up. And next week, we are going to be talking about spring, which I hope you're as excited about it coming as I am. I don't know, I think everyone's going to be excited about spring this year. So I can't wait to see you. I'll try to have a spring-related breathing buddy and a spring-related sensory bottle next time. It was wonderful to spend some time with you. I hope to see you again next week. Please make sure you check the library's website for any upcoming events for grown-ups, for kids, because they're awesome and we love them. And also be sure to check my website and Facebook page, yogaloreandmore.com and at yogaloreandmore. I hope you have a wonderful week and thank you for joining me. Namaste.